It was one of those nights that looked perfectly ordinary to anyone else. Dim lights, soft jazz, the hum of conversation, waiters gliding between tables at the Maple Room, a place where the elite came to disappear. For Samuel Preston, it was a rare evening away from boardrooms and stock reports, just him and his 16-year-old daughter, Lily. He'd booked a private corner table, wanting to give her his full attention for once. But the truth was, he was more used to running a company than raising a teenage girl who lived in a world of silence. Lily was born deaf, something Samuel had guarded like a state secret. The press never knew the investors. Never knew because Samuel's whole life was about control, controlling outcomes, narratives, risks. That night, as she studied the menu with a focus that made him smile, he thought maybe just for once they'd have a quiet dinner without complication. But then he saw her face change. A young waitress, dark hair pulled back neatly, approached. Her name tag said Maya. She smiled warmly at Lily, then without a word her hands began to move. Perfect, graceful sign language. Samuel froze. He'd seen ASL before, of course, but always from tutors or interpreters he paid for. This was different. Maya's movements flowed like music, and Lily lit up like he'd never seen. She signed back fast, laughing silently, her eyes glowing. Samuel sat there stunned like a stranger at his own table. He hadn't seen Lily connect like that with anyone outside her tiny world. A knot formed in his chest. He'd worked so hard to protect her, to build walls around her, but here was a stranger breaking through in seconds, and he hated how much that scared him. When Maya left to take their order to the kitchen, Samuel leaned forward, signing carefully. "Sweetheart, who is she?" Lily's fingers danced back. "Her name's Maya. She's amazing. She understands me." "Have you met her before?" he asked aloud, voice low. "No. First time." He forced a smile, but his gut twisted. He'd built an empire, controlled mergers worth billions, but this felt like something slipping through his fingers. The next day, he called his head of security, Aaron. Find out everything about a waitress named Maya Carter. Discreetly. Aaron was a former FBI agent, sharp and loyal. Within 48 hours, Samuel had a file on his desk. Maya was 24, worked at the Maple Room for 2 years, clean record. No ties to the Preston family. Nothing unusual, except a note she'd taken a single semester of sign language at a community college. That didn't explain the way Lily lit up around her. Samuel told Aaron to dig deeper. He didn't know what he was looking for, just that something felt off. In the meantime, Lily kept talking about Maya. Every dinner at that restaurant was now her idea. Samuel watched them sign across the table, a bond forming in a language he still struggled with. One evening, he caught Lily slipping Maya a folded note. That was it. He decided to take control. "Would you like to invite her to dinner at our house?" he asked Lily casually one night. "We should thank her for being so kind." Lily's face lit up. "Really?" "Of course," he signed back, smiling. Saturday night, Maya arrived at their penthouse. She was polite, calm, but Samuel noticed tension in her eyes. Dinner was pleasant enough, though half the conversation was silent between Lily and Maya. He felt like an outsider in his own home, a translator without fluency. After dessert, he asked to speak to Maya alone. "You're very kind to Lily," he said, voice measured. "She's incredible," Maya replied softly. "You seem close. For strangers." Maya hesitated. "We talk about things that matter to her, maybe things she doesn't feel she can tell you." That hit him like a punch. Before he could respond, Lily returned beaming, and the moment slipped away. But when Maya left, Samuel saw her press another note into Lily's hand. That night, he found the note tucked under Lily's pillow. His hands shook as he unfolded it. "I understand what you're going through. You're not alone. There are others who know the truth. Meet me at Central Park tomorrow at 3. The truth. Others. His heart pounded. The next afternoon, he was there before them, hidden on a bench. Lily arrived with Maya by her side, both serious. Samuel stepped out of the shadows. "Dad." Lily signed, her hands trembling. "Maya knows. About the accident." His breath caught. The accident, the car crash that killed his wife Claire and left Lily deaf. He'd never shared details, thinking it was kinder that way. "What do you mean?" he signed back, voice tight. Maya stepped forward. "Lily remembers more than you think." Lily's fingers moved slowly. "I remember another car. A man. He was angry at Mom." Samuel felt the world tilt. Another car. He'd been told it was a tragic single-car accident caused by black ice. "Sweetheart, are you sure?" "Yes," she signed firmly. "I saw his face. I told you in my dreams, but you didn't understand." Samuel's heart ached. He'd dismissed her nightmares as trauma. Maya's eyes were steady. "My mother worked for your family back then, Mr. Preston. She saw Claire arguing with a man days before the crash. She was scared to say anything." Samuel's jaw tightened. Who was he? She heard his name. Victor Blackwell. Victor Blackwell. Samuel's longtime rival, ruthless, greedy a man, Claire openly opposed for his dirty projects. Samuel felt cold rage rising. That night he summoned Aaron. "Find everything you can on Victor Blackwell and that accident. I don't care what it takes." Weeks passed. Aaron uncovered a trail of rot. A payment from one of Blackwell's shell companies to a mechanic days before the crash. A retired cop, recalling tire tracks that didn't match Samuel's car, dismissed by his superior. And finally, Maya's mother, Rosa, agreed to testify. She'd overheard Blackwell threatening Claire. Samuel confronted Victor in his glass-walled office. Victor smirked. "To what do I owe the pleasure?" Samuel slammed a folder on his desk. "Cut the act, Victor. I know what you did to Claire." Victor's smile faltered. "That was 20 years ago. A tragedy, nothing more." "Really? Because these payments, these testimonies, they say otherwise." Victor leaned back, sneering. "Even if it were true, and it isn't, what do you think you can do now? The world's forgotten. The case is closed." "I'll reopen it," Samuel said coldly. "I'll bury you, Victor." Victor's expression hardened. "Be careful. You're playing with fire." "I built this empire from nothing," Samuel growled. "I don't fear fire." The investigation became national news. Courtrooms buzzed as long-buried secrets surfaced. Lily testified through an interpreter, her hands steady, her voice clear for the first time in years. Rosa spoke bravely, tears streaming as she recounted Claire's warnings. Victor's lawyers tried to discredit everyone, but evidence spoke louder than their theatrics. The jury's verdict was swift guilty. Victor Blackwell was sentenced to decades behind bars. Samuel stepped down from his company soon after. He poured himself into Lily's world, learning ASL, fluently founding the Claire Preston Foundation for Deaf Children and Victims of Injustice. Maya became its director of outreach, Rosa, part of their extended family. 3 years later, at a gala, bathed in golden light, Samuel stood on stage signing his speech as he spoke aloud. Lily, now a confident young woman studying law, watched proudly. Maya stood beside her like a sister. It felt like a circle closed, justice served, wounds healing. But life has a way of echoing. A week later, a letter arrived. It was shaky handwriting from a woman named Anna Holt. Her father, the mechanic who tampered with Claire's brakes, was dying. He wanted to confess, to explain that Blackwell had threatened his family to give Samuel a ledger of every bribe paid to cover the crime. Samuel wrestled with it for days, then showed Lily and Maya. "We should meet him." Lily signed firmly. "Justice isn't just punishment, it's truth." So they went. The old man sobbed as he spoke, apologizing until his voice broke. He handed over a worn leather book filled with names, payments, dates, including that of the lead investigator who buried the case. Weeks later, that decorated officer was arrested quietly, his reputation shattered. One autumn afternoon, Samuel and Lily stood at Claire's grave. Lily traced the words carved into the stone, "A voice for the voiceless." She signed softly. "We didn't just get justice for her, we freed them too." Maya Rosa. That man's daughter. Even him. Truth heals. Samuel's throat tightened. He wrapped an arm around her shoulders. That random night at a restaurant, that single moment of connection between his daughter and a stranger, had pulled every buried secret into the light. Now their family was stronger, not because they'd won, but because they'd chosen to face it all. And yet as they left the cemetery, Samuel couldn't shake the feeling that the story wasn't finished. That ledger had dozens of names. Some were powerful. Some still walked free. Sometimes silence isn't peace. It's just the calm before the storm. What do you think? Should Samuel keep digging and risk everything again? Or let the past finally rest? Tell me in the comments, and if this story hit you, share it, subscribe, and drop a like. Your voice might be the one that helps bring someone else's truth to light.